Hey everyone, Srini here, founder of the Notion Essentials YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about something that is really simple that is incredibly valuable for writers. As a writer, this is probably one of my primary uses of Notion, but it doesn't matter if you're a writer. I want to talk about how you can use Notion as a personal journal. Now, obviously you could basically create a, page and just say, okay, you know what, now I have this page, and you could keep going back. The problem with creating a personal journal this way is that it ends up making your workspace really cluttered. In fact, one of the things that I like to do is have this primary page not be very cluttered and basically have it linked to other projects and then put pages within those projects. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about something very simple, which is how to create Notion as a personal journal. So we can even use an icon, which is fantastic. So that way we know what it is. And we'll call this My Journal. And there are a couple of different ways that you could go about doing this. The first way is really to just have a list of pages. So you could say, okay, this is a page. I'm going to call it December 12th, and so on. And then you do that again. And the thing that gets challenging is that it becomes a bit hard to move and it becomes a bit chaotic. So one of the ways that I like to organize this is actually I do this by month instead. So what I do basically is I say, okay, you know what? I'm going to title this page December Journal Entries. And within December Journal Entries, we're going to create a list. And not a to-do list, but we're going to create an inline list. Now, the nice thing about creating an inline list is that we can say, okay, this is our first page, so this is my entry for December 12th. We can basically do the same thing for all the others, which we're going to do right now. And just so we have some text in here so you can see, we'll go ahead and put something here. And the moment you put text into something, it ends up showing up very differently. You can see here it has lines. So let's say that we have this as December 13th, and now that shows up the way that it does. The nice thing is that now if we go into My Journal, what you'll actually see is that we have a specific set of entries for December, and we can also again add an icon that allows us to create a separation from this and all our other journal entries. But then the neat thing about this is that we not only have a list of the various posts, but we actually have different views. So for example, if you wanted to, you could view it as a Kanban board and then move to your Kanban board view. So you can create the view here as you see. So let's say that we created a board, and then you can switch to whatever views you want. So you can kind of say, okay, this is one view. Another view that I like to use every now and then is a calendar view. And if we create that, the neat thing is you can see, granted, normally we wouldn't have them all on one day, but then, you'll see here that this actually goes to the specific day that it's on. And so when you end up creating a journal entry and we go back to, a normal view, what you can see is that when we go to our list, well, in this case, what it ended up doing is it ended up putting them somewhere where we can't see them. It actually put them up here. But the nice thing is that we can put them in that order, and that just makes every journal entry much easier to see. So instead of having 30 or 40 or 300 of them, you only have 30, which is how you do one for the month. So this is a really good way to just keep a daily journal in Notion. You can add different questions, reflect, and this can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. But this is basically how you create a simple personal journal in Notion. If you have any questions, email me at notionessentials@unmistakablemedia.com or leave them in the comments below.